Pro traders are flexible. They trade what is happening in front of them, not what they think the market ought to be doing. Today, if you traded it both ways, there was lots of opportunity, both buying and selling, and we'll break that down for you here in today's review video. Welcome back to Day Trade Like a Pro, Monday, January 27th. And here's what we're looking at. We had one prediction point that came into play today. That was 32.42.5. Now, here's how we knew last night. These green lines that I have drawn in are also prices that we gave out in the live trade signals. But for now, you can see we had 77.5. We never got back up there. And then we had 42.5, never got down, or never got to the next price down here, down at 19. So that just didn't happen. So what did we have? We had this we had a pretty big sell-off, pretty amazing that we opened up here, right over here at, this was 69.75. And then the next target down here was to 42. That's about 30 points. And the market sold off right down here. And we did probe down to here. We had 33.5. The market probed to 33. So we probed that by 2 ticks. And we said this was going to be real important here today. And so pretty amazing that we came right down here, 30 points down to this prediction point. And we'll run through here what we were looking for today. Coming into this morning, you can actually go back and watch today's pre-market video. And we'll put the link in here at the end of this, so you can go back and watch this. And we laid all this out ahead of time. So we said a couple of things. We said in the live trade signals, we said right here, 33.50. Likely to be pretty important, and you can see that was at 625. So when the market was over here, this is 625. When the market was trading over here, we said this was going to be important today, and that if we broke below this, it opened up another 10-point target to the downside. So pretty low risk opportunity. If we're saying that if this holds, we would at least bounce. We said easily could bounce back up here to this 56 and then kind of one at a time between these three. We said not as likely that we would bounce just to here since we'd already been to here earlier. So basically 2 scenarios. It comes down here for bouncing anyway. It comes down here to 33.5 and that holds, and we only bounce back up here to 42.5. That's 9 points. So you can risk a point or two at the most for 9 points. The other scenario is it comes down here and it holds, and we bounce at least back up here to 56. So 33 back up to 56, that's 23 points. This was the scenario that came into play, obviously. And so you can risk a point or two for 23 points. Now, the other side of that is we could have broken down, and you lose a point or two, and you hit it short on a bounce, and you get the profit on the way down. Because most of the time these markets are going to bounce, unless there's some kind of catastrophic news or something that's happening that's impacting the market outside. Yes, it is just going to blow right through all those support levels, but that wasn't what we were looking at, and it's not what we're looking at most of the time. So eventually, if this breaks down here, we had another price down here at 30.5. It's somewhere here it's going to bounce, and then we're going to have an opportunity to get it short either here or here. Somewhere in there we're going to be able to get it short. That never came into play, but that would have been how we would have game planned that. So it comes down here, I have an opportunity to buy, and if that doesn't work, I'm going to buy, and I'm going to target here and here. And then if that doesn't work and it breaks, then I'm going to wait for the bounce, and I'm going to short it on a bounce because there's plenty of opportunity on that side. So I give up a point or two, and I also am going to get on the other side of that the opportunity to short it for somewhere between 12 to 15 points on a bounce. I'm going to be able to short it. So lots of opportunity on that side. So here's what ended up happening today. And if we pull this in here, we can see earlier in the day we gave 30, I think we said 39 half, somewhere right, 39, 30, yeah, 39 half. We said that in the video for the pre-market. So the low right here was 39 half, so within a couple of ticks on that. But also we said that 40 was going to be important in the live trade signals. We said that 40 would be important today, and if that would hold, we would likely see that bigger bounce. So right here, 40 area is important. If we break, we should see 24 half minimum. So that's a pretty big, that opens up about 16 points in downside, and that just never came into play here today. So we got this pullback down here to whether we called that 40 area or 39, somewhere in there, we got that pullback down to here. We said that this should not be a significant level since we'd already used it. So when the market pulled back down, when it moved up to here, from 33 moved up to here, when we broke this, that opens up this target up here. This isn't a target that we're looking for. Yes, it's there, we're not ignoring it, but likely we're going back up to here. So it's one at a time, and we already used this. We're looking for the next price up. And I say we already used it because we used it over here. So we're not looking to use it again as a significant turning point in the market. Doesn't mean it can't bounce off of it and pull back from this level, but it's not a significant turning point. It would be unlikely for the market to have a big sell-off from this area, given that it had already used it. So when we broke up above here, that tells us that a pullback to here and maybe here, that 40 to 39 area, that pullback to there should move us up into this next area. So really no question about should I have been buying or should I have been selling. There was an opportunity to get it long here. When we broke this, that was the opportunity. Even if you went short here, there was plenty of time to get that trade off, get another trade on, and then plenty of opportunity to get long from here, 42 back up to 50. That's 8 points. Pulled back down in here into 40. We're long from 40, looking for all the way back up here to 55. That's 15 points. This held. There was an opportunity to get it long from 50 up here to 56 area. There's 5 points. And then there was a short opportunity up here. We couldn't really break up above this, so short opportunity from 55.75, and that ended us getting us all the way back down here at about 50. What was the low here? That got us to 37 half. So pulled all the way back down in here into that 37 half area. And then we just reopened here and markets traded a little higher, and that will all switch to tomorrow's prices here in the Globex session. So really, if you're flexible, if you can see, okay, this is holding. So unless this doesn't hold, we're looking for the buyers to come in. When this breaks up here, yes, there's a buy opportunity here. There's a buy opportunity in that 40 to 39 area. And then worst case, there'd be a buy opportunity at 36.75. So people will say things like, well, what do? Do you hold a long from 42 half? No, you don't hold a long from 42 half. I mean, if you want to trade that way, that's not how we trade. It's not certainly what we're teaching our traders to do. We're not holding a trade for 8 points against us. I would be having a heart attack if our traders were holding a trade 8 points against them. So it's not at all inside of our risk management philosophy. It could fit for maybe what you do and the way you manage risk, but not the way we manage risk. So we're going to give it a point or two. If that's not working, we'll try it at the next price. So right here, 42 half, that's the first buy. If that doesn't work, so that got us to here. I'm not buying it again here. So I bought, took some profit, moved my stop loss to break even or plus 1 tick, got out, got long again down here, and then really looking for if when this came down here, a couple of ways you could have managed this is you either got out at break even when it came back, because this is a pretty big move. This moved from 40 up to 48, so that's 6 points. Or 8 points, sorry. So move from 40 up to, 48. So 8 points on that move. So either you've taken some profit, most of our traders would have taken profit by then, at least some profit, and then you're out at break even, but then you can get back in right here when it breaks and comes back right there. You can get back in it. It's a couple points higher, but now you're back in the trade, and we're looking for that move up to 56. That ends up being about 14 points. And then there's a short from 56 down to 50. That's 5 or 6 points, 5 or 6 points that way. Break even, short it again, and ride that down. We already used this. We hadn't used this. That would be the next natural target down to that 36.75, and we came all the way back down to 37.5, 3 ticks from that price. So just a beautiful day. Even though we just had this prediction point, what we gave in the live trade signals absolutely nailed it today, and just a phenomenal day. If you're not in the live trade signals, try it out. You can do the trial. You can see that it's everything we say and more. And if you want to go back and watch today's pre-market walkthrough, you can click the link up here in the top. And otherwise, we will see you in the live trade signals in the morning.